Hi, it's Ninette. If you've been following my journey or you've known me for a while, then you might have seen some changes on social media and my YouTube channel that might have left you wondering what's going on. And so I just wanted to take some time to explain the reason for my pivot and why I'm so excited about it. So let me go ahead and I'm going to share my screen. Right. So if you have known me for a while, you know that I've been a full-time entrepreneur and artist for the last 4 years. So when lockdown hit, I decided to really put all my focus and attention into my own pewter art journey. Up until that point, I've taught pewter classes online and in person. And in 2020, I decided I'm going to go all in. This is what my heart desires. This is what I feel called to, and that's why I took the plunge. And I decided to join some coaching and mentoring programs and go all in. So, what happened, and why am I now pivoting into the wellness industry? So, it's been an incredibly fulfilling, but also an incredibly challenging journey over the last 4 years. So, when I started, my work was, I mean, I've been a beauty artist for 20 years, but I just created for fun. So, I was just a hobbyist, and my work wasn't at all close to the skill level it needed to be an exhibiting artist. So, that took a lot of time and attention and real focus. And so I was able to get my work featured in national and international magazines. I was able to also exhibit. I had some exhibitions going on. I took part in art festivals, and it was a lot of fun. However, it might look all flash from the outside, but in all fairness, I didn't sell a thing at any of these exhibitions. And so the journey became a little bit frustrating and challenging. And yeah, so I wanted to share that with you so that none of you are under any illusion that this is easy. This is me at the Auckland Art Show with a good friend. These are some of the pieces I exhibited in 2022. And again, it's something that I took on with a lot of faith and like, this is the thing, went all in. And yeah, and I was quite disappointed by not selling a single thing. So anyway, so I taught online and in person since 2018. So I have an online course and a membership platform where I teach other people how to create embossed metal artworks. And I love teaching in person as well. So yeah, here are some of my students who created this is actually pieces they created their very first time ever creating metal embossed artwork. One of the other things I've learned throughout this journey was that having a creative community is key. Actually, just having a community around you, no matter what you do, it's important to have someone who are on the same journey, like-minded people on the same mission as you. Because oftentimes what happens is when you start going outside of the box and outside of society's norms and expectations, you will find a lot of resistance, and oftentimes, especially from the people closest to you. So finding some people that are on the same mission and just have similar interests is super, super fun and very valuable. So this is a bunch of us artists in Tauranga who started organizing exhibitions in corporate spaces. And yeah, just incredible people that I'm so blessed to have in my life. So some of the things that changed for me since 2020 is I realized by the time I started this journey, I was 45. And up until that point, I've always been entrepreneurial and always wanted to do my own thing and have my own business, which I did. And I also led job creation projects. I'm very compassionate and I really enjoy empowering and equipping others to be their best. And so when lockdown hit and I had a lot of time on my hands to think about the direction I want my life to go in, I realized the dream in my heart is to become a full-time beauty artist. So like I mentioned, up until that point, my work wasn't anything special at all, but I was able to teach other people how to do, how to create beautiful metal artworks. So when 2020 hit, a couple of really incredible, very special people crossed my path. And there's a common denominator. Through all the coaches and mentors that I signed up for, I believe that success leaves clues. And the people I follow are all 6, 7, and 8-figure entrepreneurs, and most of them come from a faith background. And so that's really important to me, is to learn how to do things God's way. So Created to Thrive Artist Mentoring Program is a Christian artist program, teaching you from the ground up how to build an art business. And I'm still part of the team, guiding other artists through and supporting them on their journey. I also joined Create Academy, which has a focus more on releasing the presence of God through art, which is just super powerful. And then I also joined the Professional Artist Institute. So with that one, the focus is more on becoming a professional artist, and then also how to build a career, how to find those galleries to represent you, and all of that. And so one of the things that really started changing my gears was when I discovered Pedro Adao and Kingdom Entrepreneurship. So up until that point, I've been a believer for my entire life, grew up in church, but I felt like I wasn't really equipped for kingdom entrepreneurship, or what that even was. I had no grit for it. And so that set me on a whole new course. And it was incredibly exciting learning about building businesses and your life with God, according to the gifts and the talents that He's blessed you with, and the reason why He did that, and why you're living in this timeline and not, 300 years ago. So all of that was a lot of fun. I also invested a lot in learning about marketing and online business, how to build websites, how to start up social media channels, how to create that connection online, and also how to build online courses. So at this point, I have a bunch of skills under my belt, and which led me to Chris Duncan's training, which is more focused on how to start really manifesting the dreams in your heart, how to really start taking the actions to get you there. And so with that said, as a solopreneur, I'm quite introverted. Actually, many of you might not believe that, but as a young girl, oh my gosh, I was the shyest kid in the room and had zero confidence, never wanted to open my mouth to speak or to share my point of view on things, was just really happy to let life, sort of take its course. And through all of these mentors in my life, I realized, oh my goodness, there's a reason I'm here, and there's a reason I have these interesting skills, interests, abilities, and just natural gifting. And there's also a reason why I never wanted to work for someone else. So, when you start following the clues, things become clear quite quickly. So one of the things I realized that is being in a studio by myself, working from home, is not going to get word out about what I can offer and about my artwork or my classes or whatever. And so I had to step out of my comfort zone big time and start joining business networking groups and so the business chamber, and really started getting involved in our local town and starting to get to meet people. Most importantly, during those 4 years, I realized that I need to be teachable. I very quickly realized that you don't know what you don't know. And when you're under good leadership and good mentorship and someone who can show you a simple pathway and a simple step-by-step plan to show you the things that they've done to get the results they got, it just fast tracks you. And so I soaked up the wisdom, I soaked up the trainings, and I made a promise to myself that I would not watch anything or attend any conference or training if I didn't apply that, whatever I learned that day or that week, as soon as possible. I was super intentional. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I have a very busy schedule, but I realized that if I don't make use of those micro pockets of time during the day to intentionally focus on my own personal growth and development and learning the skills I needed, then that is up to me. If I don't take action on it, then I can't blame anyone else. And so I became quite obsessed with radical ownership and implementing what I learned. So the way I did it was actually when I was vacuuming the house or doing the laundry or washing the dishes, I would have my headphones plugged in, and I would be listening to podcasts or trainings or watching videos on how to build a business. Whatever skill I was learning at that point, I made sure I found the very best instructor for that specific thing, and just went guns blazing and implemented. And so it was a massive, massive learning curve, which was just, to me, so much fun because I very quickly realized that there is no growth in a comfort zone. And so I stretched myself, I stepped out in faith and just thought, you know what, I'm just going to go for it. I've got nothing to lose. So one of the most important things is the spiritual growth I experienced. So, like I mentioned, I grew up in church. I come from a family of faith. And yeah, it's interesting how when you come from a background like that, we can have very interesting mindsets around money or business or stewardship or whatever. And so a lot of those things was challenged by the mentors that I got. So, and I'm super, super grateful for it. So anyway, what happened during this journey is I was able to do things that I never thought possible. I was able to sell artworks of up to $6,600, which I never, ever, ever dreamed possible. I didn't think, my work was good enough or my skill level was high enough. And yet someone put their faith and trust in my work and commissioned me to create a piece for their home. And they paid me a very decent sum of money for it. Which was, like I said, far above anything I could dream or imagine. Which brings me to building a life on the promises of God. So I truly believe every single word in the Bible. And especially if there's a promise, I'm all in. So God says with him, all things are possible. And so I started dreaming really, really big. And I took all the limitations that I put in my own way, all the excuses, all the things that I told myself I can't do, or I'm too shy, or I'm not good enough, or my work's not good enough. I just cleared that all out of the way. And I said to myself, well, if God says all things are possible, what can I do? What is my role in getting to the impossible dream that I have in my heart? And so I truly believe Jeremiah 29:11 that says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord." It's not just a in passing saying, it's a declaration from God himself that says, "I have plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future." And so at that point, as a family, we weren't in a good space. We immigrated to New Zealand in 2016, and it's been very challenging. There was lots of drama on the way. I had to homeschool my son for a while. My husband was really struggling, and things were just not, rosy or peachy. And so tapping into something like this to give you an anchor is extremely powerful. And and also Ephesians 3:20 that says he will do far more than we could ever dream, think, or imagine. And so those are the things I started trusting God with is, Lord, if you say this is true, what is my part to play? It's obviously an invitation for more. It's obviously an invitation to trust you and to flush out the next steps with him. And so, so that was sort of the journey. Then also, the fact that he says in Ephesians 2:10, you are created with a purpose. There's a reason you and I are here in this exact point in time with all our quirks and, just what makes us us. And it is for his glory. And so, anyway, so this is another one of my favorite verses is God will direct your steps. So my mentor, Matt, always says, the Lord can't steer a parked car. So the Lord will direct your steps, but not just standing still. And I just became so intentional about becoming a vessel that could be steered wherever the Lord steered me, and to pivot when the time came to pivot. So one of the things I really just fully believe is that you need to trust the process and the journey. I know in my heart of hearts that growth can be painful and challenging. It is not easy. There will be many setbacks along the way. There will be disappointments, frustrations. Things will not go according to plan. And as one of my other mentors says, life keeps lifing. That's something that you and I won't be able to get around. Loved ones will become sick. There will be challenges. Relationships will suffer. So, all of those things are just part of life. However, in the midst of it, God says that he wants to give us the desires of our hearts and he wants to bless us and prosper us and give us a hope and a future. And so those are the things I really just started going after with every fiber in my being. I also know it can be a lonely process if you decide to go outside of the box and focus on the things that you feel led to or called to. It might be things that challenge your loved ones and your friends, and they might not understand your reasoning for doing that. So I've learned that we grow best in community. If you can find people on the same mission, if you can find a tribe who will love and support you no matter what, and who have gone where you are planning to go. So people have success in the areas that you want to grow in. That is incredibly powerful and so, so valuable. For me, I realized I need to be all in. I can't fluff about. And in New Zealand, they have a saying, you can't half-ass it. And so I just realized you've got to be all in. And then the other thing is one of my favorite scriptures. This is what my quote at the bottom here is based on. And my husband hates this one because I always say to him, everything that happens to you is for you. Now, you and I know that it's not fun to hear that when you've just lost someone you love, or when relationships go sour, or a business closes down, or you get fired from your job, or whatever. Then those kind of sayings sound very mean and hurtful. But the reason I say that is in Romans 8:28, God says he works all things together for good for those who love and trust him. And so that's probably the most important promise that I build my life on, is that even when the going gets tough and things get hard and are challenging, there's a plan for it. So even when a full-time artist like myself can't create. So what happened at the end of last year is due to the fact that I was so intentional about stewarding my gifts and talents and developing my own unique voice and all of the things and taking part in art shows and things that grew me and challenged me, I ran into quite a severe pain issue in my finger. So because I put it looks like a little witch's finger, it's got a big bump on it. So what happened is I started creating full time. So I was working on pewter artworks between 4 and 8 hours a day. Each artwork took me between 6 and 8 weeks to complete from start to finish. So I was very intentional, but I put a lot of pressure on my finger when I create my work. It's quite intensive on your hands to emboss pewter, especially cutting it out. And I put a lot of detail in my work, so I didn't make the journey easy for myself. And as a result, I destroyed my finger. So I had to stop creating at the end of November 2023, and for two reasons. So the one was my finger, because by the end of 2023, I was not able to write. I couldn't hold a pen. My finger was so tender and painful. And so in October that year, I had my birthday in October and I went for a facial. And the lady who did the facial put a very, very bright light over my face to do a skin analysis. But as part of as it's just part of the facial, and they tell you to keep your eyes closed. They put a little protective padding over your eyes, but they tell you specifically keep your eyes closed because the light is so bright. However, even with all of that, I could feel my retina scorching. I can't even explain how bright that light was through closed eyelids. And so when I walked out, it felt like someone had rubbed Vaseline over my eyeballs. I just wasn't able to see. And so that was quite scary because as an artist, you rely on your hands and your eyes to create your work. And so when that income stream dried up, because that's how I earned my living, I had to very quickly make another plan. Thankfully, I've been very curious about the online space and creating income streams online through courses or ebooks or trainings or products and services. And so I had a couple of those set up already. I think the first one I built was in 2018. So when 2023 came, I've been learning from all my mentors over a while by that time to have those things set up, because you just don't know when things go south, And so I'm so grateful for their wisdom and the fact that I took action on it when I did, because it could have been quite a different story. So the other thing I struggled with for the longest time, over 15 years, is quite severe insomnia. And at the point where it was at its worst, I slept 3, maybe 4 hours a night, but very interrupted sleep. And so that was all part of just trauma and leaving South Africa and a very stressful lifestyle behind, which, just had side effects. So anyway, so that was what happened. And then in May this year, God always has a plan. A friend of mine introduced me to these LifeWave patches. And she actually had no idea what was going on behind the scenes, but I've been praying, Lord, either heal my eyes and my finger or show me a way to get over this hurdle. And this is the way it showed up. So I know that I never pray in vain, and I just need to be very open to the solutions. Because what I've realized is oftentimes those solutions are very out of the box and they challenge my thinking. So anyway, that's besides the point. So yeah, so the turning point came in May when I then my friend approached me. I tried the patches, and on day one, literally, about an hour and a half after I applied the patch, I could feel my vision improving. I stuck it on as I came out of the shower. We went to the beach. I took the dog for a walk, and about 20 minutes into my walk, it felt like a veil was lifted from my eyes. I could start seeing things in the distance, which I wasn't able to see in half an hour before. And so I was so excited about this product that everyone was raving about and getting these incredible results with. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I had no idea it could work that quickly. So 2 weeks later, the pain in my finger was completely gone, completely healed. I was still a little bit hesitant to create work because I didn't want to damage it or hurt it just as it started to heal. So I was still taking a break. But I very quickly realized the incredible opportunity this company offers. And so I realized that I want to share the knowledge, the experience, and just all the things that go into building your own business as a solopreneur. I wanted to share my journey very authentically with all the challenges and all the trials, but also the rewards that come with it with other people. And I want to help them grow sustainable, fulfilling, full-time business from it. So why wellness coaching? So what I've learned is many people are very excited about wellness and they want to help others heal and live their best lives, but oftentimes they don't know how to build a business, or they are shy. They don't want to speak to people. They don't know how to set up social media to promote products and services, and it can become a stumbling block. Instead of them going for their dreams, those things can become things that talk them out of it. And so my goal is to help people with that passion build the bridge out of their full-time career into a sustainable business with the skills and the insights that I've gained over the past 4 or 5 years as a full-time artist and entrepreneur. So for the next year, I will be focusing on supporting your passion with purpose. So if you're a wellness enthusiast who would love to help people, but you're just not quite sure how to start, where to start, how to use your story to connect with people, then I would love to help you to get started. So one of the things I offer my team is personalized coaching and also easily duplicatable systems and automations. I told my husband this morning, I've realized over the years that I might be a little bit lazy because I want to spend as much time as possible in nature. I want to be outdoors. I want to spend time with my family and friends. And I don't want to be stuck in an office job or behind a computer all day. So I've become so focused on building systems and automations that work in the background while I enjoy life. And so what I've built for my team is a duplicatable funnel, a website, and an email campaign that the only thing you need to do is change out my photo for yours and my name for yours, my shop links for yours. That's the only thing you need to do. And it's super, super simple. So my focus is to grow a team of purpose-driven entrepreneurs. If you are passionate about helping others, not only succeed in business, but also to live lives where they are connected to their passion, their purpose, a life of peace, a life of fulfillment and joy. If you are hungry for that kind of lifestyle and you want to help others, then I want to talk to you. I'm focused on people who want to grow kingdom legacy businesses. So what that means is businesses that don't only serve you and your family, but that will become income systems that will provide for generations to come. And so one of the easiest ways to do that is through network marketing, where we leverage other people's strengths, we leverage other people's time, and we all work together to grow together. So if you're at all interested in having a positive impact in the world and helping other people grow and succeed while growing your own business and your own leadership skills, then yeah, let's have a chat. I would love to connect with you. So who is this for? This is for people who are interested in holistic health and wellness. So no chemicals, no drugs, no medications. We are selling products that teach your own body how to operate at its absolute best by activating peptides in your body with light, your own infrared light. And so if this is something that excites you and you've tried lots of different medications or lots of different other things to help you and you've just not seen the results, then I want to tell you that there is definitely a very good opportunity for you. This product sells itself. People are getting incredible results with it. And I'm so excited to be a part of the solution. And so if you want to help and empower others and you have a growth mindset, if you are done with settling for less than best, and you know that there is more for you, if you have that calling in your heart that you lie awake at night and you dream about living this life and impacting these people, being an influence for good, and you feel stuck in your job or stuck in your current environment, and you don't know how to get out of that, but you're willing to do the work, then this is for you. If you want to reach your full potential, I would love to help you get there. I know the journey and the steps I took to start fleshing out what my gifts and talents are, how to steward them, how to apply the things I've learned. What does financial management look like from a biblical perspective? And I want to make it as simple as possible. So one of the things I realized through this journey of discovering gifts and talents and all of those things is I realized I have a superpower for two things. I can see other people's natural area of giftedness. I can see that very quickly, and I can simplify things. So a lot of people will get completely overwhelmed when they start of building a business because they'll see all the millions of steps you have to take in order to get to the goal. I see the goal and we reverse engineer and we only take one step at a time. Super, super simple. It's not overwhelming. The last thing I want for my team is to feel stressed, overwhelmed, and burnt out. I want to teach you how to build a business from a place of peace, a place of rest, a place of authenticity, fulfillment, and impact. So if that sounds good to you, then I'd invite you to just reach out to me via email or comment below this video. If you are ready to take full control and accountability of your own time and your own income, then I would love to chat with you. What I've realized is a job will never, ever get you wealth. You can't build wealth in a job because there's one thing missing. You cannot leverage your time. If you're in an office 8 to 5 or 9 to 5 or whatever, there's a cap on your income and there's a cap on your time. And so what I want to teach you is how to build systems and assets that can work for you even when you're on the beach or enjoying life. So systems and automations is my specialty. So if you would love to create a lifestyle business around your passion and helping others look better, feel better, living a life of purpose, then we might want to have a chat. So what does it look like to build a kingdom business? Like I said, I will help you uncover your unique gifts and talents. I will teach you what I have learned about the promises of God and the principles. There are hundreds of biblical promises, but what I've realized is there's a principle connected to it. We cannot expect to have kingdom results if we gossip about other people, if we don't steward our own time, if we're not disciplined, if we don't treat others with love and kindness and all those things, there are principles that will get us to the promise. And so it's not from a place of doom and gloom and condemnation and you're not good enough. It's applying the principles in the Bible so that we can get to the promises of God. So one of the things I'm quite passionate about is financial stewardship, the kingdom way. What I've realized about Jesus is everything he touched multiplied. It didn't duplicate, it multiplied. And so that's what kingdom finance is all about. And it's about leveraging other people's strengths, gifts, talents, and applying systems and automations. So one of the things I've realized as well is that generosity is very important to God, and he wants us to have a positive impact and leave a legacy. We are called to be salt and light. We are called to be solutions to the problem. We are called to bring hope, inspiration, encouragement, and also to equip and empower other people. So I feel at this point in my journey, I feel ready to impart what I've learned to others and to simplify your process moving forward. I would love you to make this psalm a part of your heart. Take delight in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. All the dreams in your heart have been placed there by God himself. But what I've realized over the years is that everything in the kingdom, everything in nature, comes in seed form. When we look at a big oak tree, it's majestic and its presence is almost overwhelming in its beauty. But it all started with a seed. And that seed needed to be planted in the correct soil at the correct time. And it needed to be in an environment that was conducive to growth. The correct sunlight, the correct water, the correct amount of wind to strengthen it, but not break it. And all of those things are things that we are intentional about in our community and that I would love to invite you into. So if you're passionate about wellness and you could use some guidance on building your business, then I would love for you to reach out to me. Let's empower more people to do meaningful work in the wellness industry. So what does this mean for my art journey? So art will just always be part of me. I've always been creative. To me, it's therapy. When I'm in a creative space and I'm creating work or even just playing around with flower arrangement or gardening or cooking or anything creative, this front part of my brain that can go into complete overdrive, it's the only time when that actually shuts down and where I can have a direct connection with guidance and wisdom and where my whole system slows down enough to be in a place of complete peace and contentment. And so it'll just always be part of me. So even though my focus is shifting, my creativity remains at my core, and I will continue to create if and when inspiration strikes. So this is me with some of my latest works. They just give me so much joy. It's just fun playing around with things and tapping into the inspiration that we find in nature all around us. So if you have been following me up to this point, especially for metal embossing tutorials or learning how to build an art business, then I want to encourage you that those playlists are dedicated playlists on my YouTube channel. They're not going away. You will still be able to find them. My student group is still available. I might not be as active in the group, but if I see comments, I comment, I post, and I will continue to share. If you guys have questions, I will continue to share and support you and guide you as best as I possibly can. So there are also free metal embossing tutorials on my YouTube channel. There's also a comprehensive paid course. I think there's actually 3 courses on my YouTube channel where it's step-by-step courses that teach you all the techniques and the tips that I've used to create my work and that helped me create the best work possible at my skill level and at the stage that I was at. So I love to share that with others to just inspire you to keep going with your own journeys and to never stop playing, never stop growing. So you will also find some behind the scenes videos of my own art. So most of those are time lapses that I videoed as I was creating work. So they're not slow tutorial videos. They're more just like a glimpse into how I create my work. And you will also find some business tips for beginners. So when I started my own online business journey, I realized, oh my gosh, I didn't know what I don't know. And I'll be 50 next year. And when I speak to friends in their 40s and 50s, a lot of them feel completely overwhelmed by tech. And when you speak about online businesses, they just get completely overwhelmed and believe it's not possible for them. And so I'm here to break that mold. I want to be a leading example into how I use tools, strategies, systems, how to easily build a website. Simply, I've got many funnels that you can literally copy and paste. And like I said, you just swap out your name. So honestly, I make it as easy as possible. There's no excuses, is what I want to tell you. So I don't want to put the accountability straight back onto you and say that if there's a change that you want to make in your life, it's possible, but you will need to do the work. I will be your biggest supporter along the way. I will encourage you. I will help you if you want to do the work and if you're committed to your own future. Then I'm your girl and I would love to help you. I also share some affiliate marketing strategies for beginners. So what I've learned is affiliate marketing is the easiest way to get started if you are a busy parent or you're still in a full-time career. It doesn't take a long time. And there are a lot of high-income products that you can become an affiliate with that pay anything from $500 to $2,000 commission just by you simply sharing a link. So if any of that sounds good to you or interesting or fun, you'll find those playlists on my YouTube channel, and I will pop links in the description below for you to find them easily. And then from now on onwards, most of the new videos I'll be sharing will be around mindset coaching, transformation coaching, and supporting my team with their LifeWave businesses. So you'll see information about the patches, how to use them in clinics or in your health practice, just simple, easily digestible content, because I know there's so much content and it can become very overwhelming. And like I said, my superpower is to simplify. So that's what I'll be doing for my team. I'm currently building out an entire content library and very simple pathway, very simple to follow, step-by-step system for anyone who's keen on growing a LifeWave business to just easily duplicate what we're doing as a team. And so just in closing, if you've never heard about LifeWave before, it is currently the fastest growing wellness company in the world. They grew with over 3,000% since 2020. And next year we are earmarked. So at the moment, this year we're hitting $600 million in profit. And next year it's going to be $1 billion. So I'm super excited. The company is growing at an extremely exciting rate. We are opening up in more countries. More products are getting distributed to all the countries LifeWave is currently in. And it's just a really exciting time to be a part of it. So if you'd like to learn more, please reach out to me. I would love to support you. And if you choose to part ways at this point because the content no longer resonates, I wish you all the joy, love, and peace in the world.